all about Scorpio part 29. I know it's been a long time. I think the last time I uploaded a recording that was like a month ago, November 30 or 31st in the Philippines. Yeah, almost a month. I'm so sorry for that. But I do appreciate all of your comments, your inputs, and I think the discussion that we just had on the previous recording about Scorpio women. How do Scorpio women flirt? And also thanks to Patrick for sharing his input about it. For today, just a short, discussion about how do Scorpio men flirt. I'm actually reading off some comments in this forum, and hopefully we can uncover, some information, really, especially for those Scorpio guys themselves who left a comment, or for those people who had an experience with a Scorpio guy. And another topic would be 50 facts about Scorpio. No, it's not 50 Shades of Grey. It's 50 facts about Scorpio. And that's about it. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure how long would it take. With me blabbing for almost 40 plus minutes, I'm not sure how long would it take this time. But before I begin, let me greet you all a happy holidays. And I had a blast, actually, last 24 of December, 24th and 25th of December. Hope you guys also had a blast. And I'd like to greet everyone as well in advance. Happy 2017, especially for the Scorps out there. I mean, we've been through a lot with the Saturn thing, that was really, really terrible. And I think right now, the sign that's being affected will be, of course, Sagittarius, okay? But yeah, so a really successful, a far more better year for all of you guys this 2017. So anyway, let's begin. So this is actually a forum, Linda Goodman. If you guys are not familiar with Linda Goodman, I always mention her in my recordings because I was deeply, influenced when I actually read her book, Sun Signs. It was actually a book lent by my twin best friends, and they're also Scorpios, and I read the book and it was a page turner. I learned a lot in it, and that was the very first time when I read the book I was like, oh my god, she perfectly described me to a T, so that's how it all started basically. But this one is just a forum, okay? But if you haven't checked out Linda Goodman, please do so. I really like her books about astrology. I'm pretty sure if you're also into it, you definitely learn a lot of things. But I would recommend Linda Goodman's Sun Signs, and then go ahead and check out Scorpio, about Scorpios. You'll be surprised. Okay, anyway, so let's proceed to the topic of calling all Scorpio men. How do you flirt? I'm just basically going to read this, okay? So it says here, when showing interest, there's a question basically by Layla. How do you let the woman you want know you like her? Do you like to chase or to be chased? Do you investigate this woman before approaching? Example, check her social media, ask friends about her, or watch her intently. Would appreciate as much detail as possible and personal stories for my research. Okay, so for you Scorpio guys listening to this recording, if you have any, inputs, go ahead and leave them below. I mean, that would really, really help because we Scorpio women are also quite curious about that. But about the investigation thing, both men and Scorpio women loves to do that, and they're pretty expert at it. Sometimes people are joking that Scorpio people, either guy or girl, are like stalkers, like stalkers, because we love to investigate. We need to uncover some facts, especially if it's an interesting person, whether it's an interesting person, an interesting topic, or whatever. That's why the best detectives out there are actually Scorpios, okay? So, but anyway, please leave some comments. In any case, I wanted to answer the question that Layla was asking, especially, do you like to be chased or to be, do you like to chase rather, or to be chased, or do you investigate them? Okay. Anyway, somebody actually left a comment. It says here, by unforgiven soul. When a Scorpio intends to flirt with you, you will understand it pretty good. Plus, they usually get turned on with light denials. Okay. And then another one, let's see here. They are usually quite forward with what they want and thus pursue it. That's true. I would agree to that. I have found that there's not much flirting or hinting involved. Exactly. In my experience with Scorpio guys are pretty much very straightforward. They're very straightforward, actually. If they like you, would directly, like you're a target, and it would be very, very blunt about it, not much hinting, not really that kind of thing, unlike other men out there. But Scorpio guys, they're pretty much direct. And later I'm going to share a story about the Scorpio guy that I know. Hopefully that's going to help. But anyway, another answer. Any idea how they approach and pursue their interests, in what way or form? So the answer by Charlie from California said, there will be questions along the lines of want to go out, have sex, or date, have a drink, eat dinner, etc. And if they really like you, the deal is pretty much sealed from then on, at least in their heads. Okay, interesting. And then Layla asked again, my readers would also like to know what attracts a Scorpio man to make the first move. Somebody answered, this is by Jane. My understanding is that Scorpio men and women generally prefer genuine people to those playing games, including pretending to be something other than they are. That's so true. They still like a sense of the mysterious and power, at least self-control never hurts. Though in a book written in the 60s did say a Scorpio man could bristle working under a female boss and generally wanted to be on top in any relationship. Though that doesn't necessarily mean they want a woman who is spineless, just knows her place when with him and can be counted on as an ally against this cruel world. Okay, in short, following the typical advice I've seen in Cosmo for getting a guy to flirt with you doesn't seem likely to work on a Scorpio who hates these, or those rather, kind of shallow head games and would probably only earn his disdain. Though he might still use and lose you just with a well-hidden disdain, and may even do it just for revenge at the insult you tried something so transparent and petty on him rather than he wanted a quick lay. All right. So if you catch, or if you must catch his attention, then my guess, with a general idea in mind, unable to catch the nuances of a specific individual, would be to be upfront, or at least suggest going somewhere together. But if an excuse is thrown in, like continue to work on this project after getting some carbs, a good coffee, then make sure that's at least close enough to true, and see it's creating an opportunity for him to make the next move, like asking to go somewhere more intimate rather than trying to reel him in yourself. Offhand, everyone I know pursued zealously by a Scorpio male and female, attracted to Scorpio by exercising genuine passion for something, job, cause, hobby, sport, etc., and didn't have to be goaded into it. And plenty of those I knew didn't care when someone else took the lead, unless the Scorpio felt that the other person only thought he or she was taking the lead, keeping those who tried at arm's length. And one admitted to me that only she liked unavailable guys. Once she won them over, she lost all interest in them, and it wouldn't surprise me if many Scorpio guys are that way as well. Okay, that's by Jane, also from California. All right. Okay, here's an example by Padre from North Carolina. Think in a very direct manner, as in they will approach and ask questions in a very direct manner about whomever they're interested in. Think like this. Hello, what's your name? My name is. What do you do for a living, or what brings you here? What do you like to do? In about 3 minutes, and they will give as scant information back as possible, because they want to keep the flirting about whomever they are interested in. Padre is actually a Sagittarius. Okay. Here's another one from Peach. I had a Scorpio guy approach me last night when I was out. It was pretty straightforward. He told me I was beautiful and noticed me all night. Oh, he let me look up his birth chart on his phone. Oh my God, he's so into astrology, huh? Because mine was dead. He bought drinks for my friend and I, for the rest of the time we were there, stayed with me after his friends had left, walked us to our car, and texted me in the morning apologizing for drunk calling me last night when I was asleep. He told me a couple times he was happy he met me. He was so sweet. He doesn't seem creepy or too forward. Like, I'm enjoying not knowing when he's going to ask me to hang out again, but I know he will. He reminded me more of a Taurus with the classic gentleman stuff. Yeah, there's something about Taurus, pretty much the gentleman type. Not all of them, but yeah, I know some Taurians who are like that. Anyway, what's the next thing? Let's see here. Okay, this is by Orange. Oh no, by Peach again. No. There's another one here that I just saw, which is pretty funny. It says here something about, like, she was given a gift or something. I think I lost it. Hold on. There you go. I had 2 Scorpio boyfriends. One just bombarded me and wouldn't take no for answer, including lush gifts, etc. The other one was pretty straightforward also, but used more sexually oriented jokes in a still rather refined, sensual way for flirting, and used to be there for me when needed. He's an ex-colleague and just invited himself along when I was going for drinks of lunch. Okay, all right. And then there's another one, a comment by Orange from Georgia. It says here, he may call you right after, but usually Scorpios operate like this. They come and chase full force, which means they really like you. They just can't contain themselves, bursting with emotions and desire to possess and claim you. They would say and do just the right things because they had you scanned. That's true. With their penetrating mind from the very beginning. So once you're actually hooked and he's well aware of it, they vanish off the face of earth. Exactly. Exactamundo. Scorpio girls, have you had experience with Scorpio guys? I had that kind of experience. Once they already know that, yeah, it seems that this girl likes me already, suddenly, I think that's a hot and cold thing, and a lot of people are asking me about it, really, about why do Scorpio people, especially the guys, do the hot and cold thing, That's true. I guess because Scorpio guys, they love challenges, They love that, but once they were able, I don't know if they get bored easily sometimes. I don't know with the Scorpio guys, but I pretty much can relate with what she just said. Like, once you're hooked and he's well aware of it, they vanish off the face of earth. The victim is perplexed and doesn't know which way to go. The victim had tasted goods and they wanted more of this elixir. The waiting game is excruciating. The victim can't stand it any longer, not knowing why and where did the elixir provider disappear. And they start beating themselves with a myriad of unanswered questions. Exactly, like, why didn't he like me enough? Has he found another one? Was he lying? What happened? Is he dead? And that's why he hasn't called. And then you start checking obituaries online with his name. Oh my God. Maybe he's confined in a hospital and can't call me. Maybe he's not really into me. Oh well, heck, what a liar. He lied to me this whole time. He loves me. He loves me not. Perfect way to describe a Scorpio guy. Exactly. I love this comment by Orange. I really love it. And then another comment that, she left or he left, whatever. The thing is, the Scorpios had displayed too much of emotions in the beginning and they need to retreat to regain the control. They know very well that you are dying inside, and this is how they take the control back. The moment they finally have mercy for you and call you, you're willing to do just about anything for them. anything and anywhere and anytime, game's over. He's in control. If he hasn't called you yet, maybe you should text him first today. Don't wait too long for him to call first, because he may have began the Scorpio act already. If you wait for a longer time and then reach out to him, because you will be the one to reach out to him regardless of time lapse. It would be a clear win for him, and you would look like a damsel in distress. I think it's a bit too early for the game to begin yet. He may decide to hook you up a bit more before the disappearing act. So this is a very, very interesting, one of the interesting answers, really. I love this comment from Orange, really. And I had the same question, the same question, like, why did I, what did I do? Like, is he not interested in me any longer? Things like that. That was, I had that same experience, really, the same questions in my mind during that time. And about that, before we proceed to the 50 facts about Scorpio, I have this, I had an experience, rather, with this Scorpio guy, and this is a story I wanted to tell you, just a short one. How do they flirt? In my experience with that Scorpio guy, or most of the Scorpio guys that I know, again, they're very straightforward. Sometimes, yeah, they would joke you, of course, they would joke you, and I remember I was also very blunt, a blunt Scorpio myself. So I would tell him, you know what, stop your flirting, because that's not going to work with me. Probably you've flirted a lot of girls and they fell for it. And he actually looked at me in the eye. He was driving at that time, and he told me, I don't flirt with girls. That's what he told me. I don't flirt with girls. When I like them, I tell them I like them, okay? I was like, whoa, okay. All right, so, because I was like, is this the way you get girls? You try to flirt with them, like, flirt in such a way that they would really compliment you, tell you, like, you're the most beautiful woman they came across, or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I don't like your flirting, your style of flirting. And I told him, like, that's not going to work on me. If it did work on other women, then, that's not going to work on me. And he was like, I don't flirt with women. If I like them, I would go ahead, and tell them, really, that I like them. And all my girlfriends, he even said something like that, like, all my girlfriends, I was really honest with them. And I don't know, because the way he flirted, or the way he actually tried to tell me all of those things was honestly, it's a bit corny, it's a bit corny. It suddenly reminded me of this video, you're my cutie pie, you're my pewdie pie, not PewDiePie, but sweetie pie and all that. I find it a bit corny, but I was so shocked because he looked straight into my eyes while he was driving, and he was a bit pissed in a way, because I told him that, and he said, I don't flirt with women, okay? When I like someone, I like them. I was like, yes, sir. All right. Anyway, so hopefully that was a bit helpful for you guys, and I would really appreciate it if more Scorpio guys are actually leaving comments and sharing their own piece about that, especially the hot and cold thing. Why the hell are you Scorpio guys keeps on doing that? I've seen a lot of Scorpio guys doing that. The disappearing act, like hot and cold thing, there's my version of hot and cold thing. It's either, because I needed some time to recharge. I'm not exactly sure if it's the same reason, There are times that I just needed to withdraw and, just have an alone time just for myself to reflect and all that, and then come back again. But I don't know with the disappearing acts of Scorpio men, especially when we're talking about when they're wooing or when they're actually going for a girl that they like. But then as soon as they know that they got them hooked, they just suddenly, poof, vanished, Hopefully you can leave some comments about that. Would really, really appreciate it. Anyway, the next thing would be 50 facts about Scorpio. I'll get back to you. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So we're talking about almost 20 minutes. I think this is not going to take too long. Not the usual 40 plus minutes recording. Anyway, this is by Write This Down Now scorpio.wordpress.com. And then 50 facts about Scorpios. So let's see. People often wonder a lot of things about Scorpios, and I mean a lot. Why don't I go to parties frequently? Why am I so quiet? I think Ang from Malaysia, he mentioned something about you Scorpio people, you don't like to socialize that much, or I think it's this lady that he likes. Yeah, that's true. I love parties, but not really into so much parties, but it doesn't mean that I can't party down, But most Scorpios definitely, they don't go to parties much frequently than other people. And then there's another question, why am I so quiet? Why am I so unhappy? Why do you never smile? That's true. There's most of the Scorpios, the comments, the feedbacks that I get from other people, is that Scorpio people are, number one, intimidating, or number two, they don't smile often. Like, they're so freaking serious with life, okay? Trust me, the list goes on and on and on, although it really shouldn't. Okay. So here's what Write This Down Now has to say. The truth of the matter is, I'm simply a Scorpio. Lately, I've been fairly interested in zodiacs, those based on the Hellenistic religion that change based on the equinoxes and eclipses, not the other sidereal zodiacs. I've been especially interested in mine, and based on what I've found, I'm surprised at how much my zodiac says about me. How much about me is a Scorpio? Okay, so let's see what you have to say, since she's also a Scorpio. Number one, they hold trust about everything else in the world. We've talked about countless times already. Trust is very, very important for Scorpios, okay? Number two, they either love you extremely or they hate you extremely. Which direction you want to go is your choice. Yep. It's, no shades of gray. I know this isn't about 50 Shades of Gray, but the thing about Scorpio is that there are no shades of gray. It's either black or white, okay? So we're kind of like the extreme type. Okay, number three, they have an uncanny and incomparable ability to distinguish the difference between the truth and lie. And yes, never lie to a Scorpio. They'll know it in an instant if you're lying, I tell you. We do have those built-in BS detectors, okay, people? All right. Next, Scorpios are very passionate when it comes to feelings. That's so true. That's number 4, okay? Number 5, Scorpios are highly defensive because they fear that the people closest to them will actually deceive them and betray them. We've also talked about the fear of Scorpio, and this is one of them, which is true. That's their fear, really, to be deceived by the closest people around them, to be betrayed by the people that they love, okay? Number 6, another fact. A Scorpio will never forgive or forget when something wrongs them. That's true. And since they have immense patience, they can wait a long, long time before striking in revenge. They're just waiting for the perfect moment to strike, basically. That's how Scorpios are. I mean, you can't expect a Scorpio, for instance, if you try to hurt them, you did something to them, don't expect that tomorrow morning they're going to get back at you. Scorpios are pretty much very, in a way, smart on how they try to get their revenge. Basically, they would wait for the perfect time. They would really wait for the perfect moment when to strike. They're just not going to strike easily like that, unless they're the lizard type of Scorpios, I think. I've read about that. Anyway, next would be number 7. Scorpios are experimental lovers and very passionate in bed. Scorpio passion. Okay, Scorpio nights. Not only Arabian Nights, but Scorpio nights. Okay. Number 8, they are huge procrastinators, but when they set their mind to work, they work diligently and efficiently. Yep, when it comes to work, most Scorpios, again, not all, but a lot of Scorpio men and women, they're really hardworking, very hardworking. And when they've set their mind to it, like this is what I'm going to do, no one's going to, stop them or whatever. Once they're focused, that's it. Okay, as soon as they were able to hit the target, that's it. Next would be number 9. The words give up are not in their vocabulary. Yep, we don't give up. The most determined, that steely type of determination is pretty much famous with Scorpios, okay, or for Scorpio people. Number 10, they are natural observers in all situations and tend to hold a blank stare while they scan a situation and mentally analyze it. And never challenge a Scorpio in a staring contest. You will lose. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so loving this right now because it's so true. Anyway, number 11, Scorpios like to challenge and be challenged, but they also like to be in control of most situations, okay? Number 12, a Scorpio in a bad shape, mentally, emotionally, can be a master manipulator. If you've broken their trust, even the sweetest Scorpio will likely have a hard time forgetting, and they will get back at you in the end. Yep. And I had that experience too. Anyway, I won't elaborate. Number 13, Scorpios don't like to be overly flirted with or over complimented on. This is what I was telling you earlier. Remember, I was actually sharing this story about the Scorpio guy trying to flirt with me and trying to compliment me, saying things like that, and as if I'm a celebrity or something, and he has been, showering me with compliments and all that, crazy stuff. And, I really snapped at him. I told him, stop doing that. It's just the way you flirt or get your girls. You try to get them through compliments or via compliments and all that. Because Scorpio, they don't like that when you over compliment them. Sometimes Scorpios would feel really embarrassed whenever you compliment them. I know this agent, she's a Scorpio, November 15, and when I did try to pay her a compliment for the hard work that she has done, I saw it she was really uneasy about the compliment. She doesn't like it, Of course, she appreciates that. Scorpio does appreciate compliments, but doing it overly, overly complimenting them or doing it really all the time will actually piss them off, okay? So they don't like overly flirted with or over complimented on, okay? Number 14 fact. Despite their lack of trust in pretty much everybody, Scorpios will want to know everything, so just keep them informed. That's exactly why they love to probe. Number 15, Scorpios have many methods. They are manipulative, vindictive, defensive, and passive-aggressive. However, these methods can be so subtle that most people are oblivious to them. Okay? It's kind of scary, I know. I think Charles Manson is a Scorpio. I don't know. I think I've read that once. Anyway, number 16. They want you to pay attention. All right? Number 17. Their myriad faces and emotions and lack of preference in talking make them naturally hard to read, very secretive, very mysterious. Yeah, there's something about how the blank stare, you can't read it, or poker faced, or it's not poker face. There's something about how Scorpio actually looks at you, It's like you can't read it. Yeah, kind of like poker face, but there's another thing for that. I don't think that's the perfect one. It's just hard to read a Scorpio. Really hard to read them, Sometimes they can put off this kind of mask, because that's the thing they wanted to show you, but you will never know what's really beneath, Sometimes they do that for protection. They're not doing that because they're fake people, because Scorpios are not fake, okay? Because they do dislike or abhor, for the lack of term, fake people, okay? Unless it's a strategy, okay? Anyway, where were we? Number 18, there you go. They can easily sense when something is wrong. In most people, this serves as a sixth sense, where Scorpios can tell how another person is feeling. That's true. That is true. Most of the water signs are like that. I tell you, not just Scorpios, but even Cancerians and Pisceans. They're very, because Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, being the water signs, we're very sensitive to emotions. Okay, so when he sees someone, even though that person's not talking at all, we can definitely sense like there's something wrong with the person. And sometimes what Scorpios would do, especially if it's a person that they're close with, they'll a light touch on the arm or whatever on the hand, and would just make that person feel like, hey, I can understand, feel your pain, even if you're not talking, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm pretty sure Scorpios listening to this recording, you can understand that, okay? So yeah, because we're the sensitive type of souls, okay? Anyway, number 19, once warmed up to you, they love affection and to cuddle. Yep. I love to do that. I can be like a kid and cuddle, we love it, okay? We do love affection and to cuddle and to make the person feel so pampered and all that, okay? Number 20, I think it's going to be a 40-minute recording. I can't believe it. I was like so confident earlier, like it's not going to be the usual 40-minute, but I'm already talking for like 30 minutes now. Anyway, going back, 20, I'm so sorry. They can bear pain very well and have better stability than most when they experience the darker sides of life. That's true. That's how strong a Scorpio is, okay? 21, once comfortable with you, a Scorpio will talk excessively. Exactly. Right. Because that means they trust you. At first, a Scorpio would not share a lot of information about himself, but they would love to probe about you and understand and learn more about you. Now, once they've uncovered a lot of information and they're sure of it, that you're someone to be trusted and all that, God, they're blabbermouth, okay? Next, 22. Scorpios can easily detach and reattach themselves to reality, okay? 23. Scorpios can be highly possessive about the things they're passionate about, including their significant others. Me, according to Write This Down Now, who wrote this, I'm possessive with my books. But yeah, about the possessiveness of Scorpios, that's really, really common. I'm pretty sure all Scorpios would agree to that. Scorpios are very possessive. And again, like what I've always been saying, since actually being possessive is also a negative trait, you have to tone it down, really, really tone it down. Even, Scorpio men and women can be very possessive of their friends, which is not so good at all, okay? 24. Many Scorpios have a fascination with death. Oh, that's so true. That's me. I was actually born on the Day of the Dead. Okay, so November 1. So it's always been something that's never really impacted me negatively. Okay, yeah, something to do with death. What else? Anything mysterious, really. Something that is mysterious. Like for instance, in my case, I love to do some research, not only with astrology, but also with mediums, clairvoyants, or psychics, things like that. I'm pretty interested in that. Okay. 25. Scorpios will put happiness of their loved ones before themselves. True. I know the Scorpio girl, which I've already mentioned in the previous recording. She is, she's still unmarried. She's still single until now. She's been caring about her family, really. She's always putting her family first. And I really laud that kind of personality. I admire that. But of course, I was like hoping that she would also, settle down one day, because she's not getting any younger. But, just like me, because I'm already 36, I'm still not married. But, there's something about Scorpios, really. Even the Scorpio women, it's hard for them to settle down. Either it's because of the career, or they're trying to find that soulmate. I tell ya. Anyway, okay, what's the next one? 26, as unsociable as most Scorpios are, they hate to be isolated and alone or abandoned. You know, I've experienced that. I've been isolated. That's my current situation. But, you know, I can handle it, really. And it's not a big deal to me because it's not something so hard to do. Besides, Scorpios are also the loners of the zodiac anyway. But I don't know. It says here they hate to be isolated and alone. I don't want to be alone when I'm already in my 60s and 70s. I'm just all alone by myself. Of course, I don't want that. Anyway, 27. 34 minutes of talking. Oh my God. Anyway, 27. They will often do what most people only think or say. They prefer to experiment, especially in the bedroom. Oh, wow. Okay, 28. Scorpios often tread between wanting to be better understood and remaining a mystery because they realize that both have its perks. 29. I have to make this really fast. 35 minutes of talking. I'm sorry about that. 29. Scorpios are highly unpredictable on all accounts. Yep. Not predictable. Of course, because if you're too predictable, then your enemy can definitely strike you anytime, okay? Anyway, 30, quality time with their significant other is very important to them. Hell yeah. Quality time is really, really important. 31, Scorpios are very perceptive and very wise, okay? 32, most people can't or don't take the time to understand the truth and personal aspects of a Scorpio. Yep. I have to laugh. Anyway, 33, Scorpios have great self-discipline when they're emotionally stable. 34, Scorpios are likely to regret nothing. Everything they do is for a reason. 35, they hate to be weak and vulnerable. To them, it's the worst, most vile feeling in the world. That's so true. Okay. 36, if they were endemic, they would be endemic to Antarctica for its mysteriousness and lack of human population. Okay. 37, Scorpios often use their sense of humor to counter the rage inside them. I know I get very sarcastic when I'm pissed off. High five there, because I'm like that. When I'm when I'm actually really, really pissed off with someone, I tend to be very sarcastic. And one of my bosses also, he's from New Zealand, by the way. His name is Grant. Sorry, I mentioned your name. He was born October 27. He's one of the boss that I really admire. Really, really awesome leader at Dell. And he is well known for his being so sarcastic, especially if you don't like someone. You know, if you piss him off, he can say the worst things ever. Really. I don't know. That sarcasm of a Scorpio is very, very popular, really. Anyway, 38. No one holds a tighter grudge than a Scorpio. So freaking true. 39. Scorpios are very good at controlling their money. They prefer not to overspend. But lately I've been overspending. Oh no. Okay, number 40. Scorpios are more inclined to suffer headaches, fevers, and infections. Really? Not in my case. Usually, when I read this book read the book of Linda Goodman, rather. And again, I really would suggest for you to read that book by Linda Goodman, because she would also talk about or tackle the subject of Scorpio health. And she mentioned there that usually the problem with Scorpio, if not the genitals, I don't know, but probably because, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's usually the feet or the ankle. I think, oh no, that's for the Sag. I think it has something to do with the nose or something, but I think there's also something to do with the feet. I've read that. I need to confirm that one, but I would suggest that you read the book of Linda Goodman. It's really very, very informative. Anyway, moving on, because I'm babbling again. Oh man, where was I? 41. They dislike not being able to understand things that other people find easy. 42. Scorpios naturally expect you to run on their time. 43. Most Scorpios love to laugh and can be goofy at times. Yeah, Yeah. It's rare. If they don't, appear to be really like that in front of you, maybe because they're not comfortable. Or most probably they're not comfortable around you. But once they're very comfortable, there's a goofy side of a Scorpio that you would definitely see. 44, they love to be acknowledged for their strengths. 45, Scorpio females are more likely to be tomboyish. Oh, God. But can also be very sexy. That's me. Yeah, that's one of the things that when I actually, again, talking about Linda Goodman, when I read that book by Linda Goodman, when she mentioned about Scorpio women being the tomboy type, but they can be very sexy at the same time, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm really, really boyish. I love what games boys play, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, or it's not just really like games, things that what guys normally do, and probably because I grew up in a family where there are a lot of guys, okay, but really boyish, but again, not for anything, I'm not against any lesbians, okay, it's just that I'm not a lesbian, but I tend to be very, very boyish, okay. So yeah, a lot of Scorpio women are boyish, okay. 46, statistically, Scorpios are the most misunderstood of all the zodiacs. And I think it's a nice topic to talk about next time. I'm not sure when, but yeah, why is it a lot of people are saying or judging Scorpio for some reason about they're really misunderstood, probably because of their complexity. Scorpios are very complex people, really. I would admit that, okay? What's the next thing? 47. Scorpios like people who are not afraid of being themselves. Of course. Yeah, we don't like phony people. Just be yourself, okay? 48. They tend not to care about social statuses. Yep, we don't. 49. They can be very demonstrative. And finally, number 50. They have a very good understanding and sense of their surroundings. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully those 50 facts about Scorpio really did help a lot of people who are interested in Scorpios, or you did enjoy it. Again, that's by writethis.down.now.wordpress.com. And I appreciate it. I'm sorry, I'm really in a very hyper mode right now. And again, I thought it's going to be earlier than the 40-minute recording, but again, I'm still talking right now, and it's been 41 minutes of talking. But I do hope that you appreciate and the recordings that I've been doing. I mean, again, I don't own the credit. I usually try to inform you guys where did I take all of these information from, and it's a good thing to talk about, to discuss, and hopefully it did help out some people out there. All right, and again, thank you so much for listening to this audio recording. I'm going to think of another topic about Scorpios. I think I would like to talk about PewDiePie, because I just recently catched on that he's actually a Scorpio, born, I think it's October. I forgot his exact birthday. I'm so sorry. But yeah, somewhere in October. I think October 24. He's a Scorpio. Okay. So yeah. And I really appreciate a lot of people are actually also checking out how Scorpio is Seth MacFarlane and Leonardo DiCaprio. But it's like how Scorpio is PewDiePie. Anyway, before I end this recording about PewDiePie, for me personally, just watching his videos, really, I could tell that he is a Scorpio. Why? Because number one thing, he's very powerful. He's also very, very blunt, man. He's very blunt. When he doesn't like something, he would really, be very, very blunt about it and, say it outright, okay? And he values loyalty. I remember I did watch a long time ago this video of his. What was that game? Oh my God. It's actually that game. I think it's Until Dawn. And he was, talking about it. It was playing the game. And there was multiple choice there. Like, what would you value most? Is it, I don't know if it's charity. No, it's not the charity. There's another choice there. But it's between that thing and then loyalty, and he immediately chose loyalty, things like that. But yeah, whatever. I'm not sure yet what to talk about in the next All About Scorpio. But then again, thank you so much for listening to this recording, and I appreciate it, guys. And I wish you all an advance happy 2017 and happy holidays. Okay, see you then. Okay, bye bye.